Friday, July 5th, 2019. Hope everybody had a good holiday yesterday. It rained here, thunderstorm. They did set off the fireworks, but since it was so humid, they basically seeded a big cloud and blocked out the whole entire show. So we got to see like the first 2 to 5 minutes, and then we just left. Right now, we are currently looking at the NextRad-based reflectivity composite imagery for the continental United States, and this runs from early this morning to about current. We're going to notice all this interference in the southeast. This is caused by the paved pause unit, which is part of the space fence. It's in the panhandle of Florida. There is also one at Robins Air Force Base in Georgia. This is a bigger system than your NextRads. Right, your NextRads are below the space fence. Okay, and then below your NextRads, you would have your Gwentires. Above the space fence, you have your ionosphere heaters. Anyways, I want you to take note to all these little dots, and then you'll see these little donuts pop up. Now, you'll usually see, some days you'll see this span across the whole United States. We'll pause it there. Now, for everyone who's wondering if I'm coming back to Facebook, I haven't really made up my mind yet. I guess I better do it soon, or they'll completely delete my account. I don't really make too much videos now because my internet sucks. It takes forever to upload a video. By the time it's uploaded, it's like, you know, what's the point? Now I can make videos and upload it at work, no problem. But, you know, I've been super busy. I'm currently working, trying to find someone to put a roof on my house. It's been a big hassle, working 3 jobs and all that, you know. But anyways, back to the little donut shapes. You're going to notice it start here. Goes from east to west, and this is right as the sun's coming up, right? Now, your professional meteorologists would call this, they call it, they usually say this is birds flying out away from the radar, which is freaking hilarious because some days you see it everywhere. So you're telling me that all birds fly in a perfect donut shape, all perfectly away from the freaking radars, and, you know, the same manner every single day. Now, what this is at night, nanoparticulate gets trapped under a temperature inversion. Okay, now they do kind of state this in a way, right? And that as that nanoparticulate is trapped all night, it picks up an electric charge. Okay, and then as the sun comes up, this is why this moves from east to west, donut, in South Carolina. I don't know, my thing's in the way. And then you start seeing these little donuts in Georgia. And then you'll see them expand and go out. Now, that's caused by the sun. You know, these nanoparticulates get trapped under a temperature inversion all night. They pick up an electric charge, and as the sun comes up, the electromagnetic energy from the sun gives it an extra kick, and then in turn, it makes it highly visible on the radar. Now, we can catch this a lot of times after they set off rockets, too. It's the same kind of pollution that's coming out the tail end of those, too. So we're going to move right along. Someone asked about forecasts for the Gulf and what it's looking like. Well, you know, this has been the same storm over and over this past few days. Same time every day. You can expect thunderstorms to blow up. Poof. Poof. This was yesterday. I mean, look at this one. This is from ionization and from your power plants and your moisture providers, or water vapor generators, which they're all over the place. I seen they just put 2 new ones right down the street from me. I was down there walking my dog at night, and I just seen this freaking cloud going up in the sky, and you get closer. Yep, sure enough, they have just installed 2 wet surface air coolers at the scrapyard down the street. But anyways, so the same day, or the same time every day, poof, poof, poof. I guess it's getting ready to go off right now. We'll take a look at the forecast real quick. Okay, this is your GFS, your global forecast model. Now, we use the GFS because, like I've said before, this is the one with the most money invested into it from countries all over the world, or so they say. But it's usually pretty accurate. Now, this time of year, you know, thunderstorms, you shouldn't be able to predict them, but somehow they think they can, or that's because they're creative. But anyways, I'm going to move right along here. And for the Gulf, it's not looking too good, to be honest with you. Now, anything past 3 days, I don't take too seriously. But I'm not seeing any hurricanes or tropical storms. Maybe that right there. All right, but like I said, anything past 3 days, it's a shot in the dark. Forecast changes every half hour to 3 hours if you really sit down and watch and pay attention to it. Now we're going to let this load. This is total precipitation accumulation over the next however many days. Let that load will go up here. We'll look at the current watches and warnings. Just some maritime warnings for the Gulf right here. Here's potential for tornadoes today. And we'll look at about the same areas as it's been the past few days. We've had 15 tornadoes reported over the past 48 hours, most of them in Wyoming, it looks like. And we can close that, close the warnings. Here's local. And it's looking like it might rain. There was a storm passing through. I did have it pulled up, or just to the west of us. But it's looking like summer weather. We are currently under a flash flood watch, I believe. Let's see if it's still pulled up here. I did have it pulled up. Well, if I can get to it. All right, open this up. And here's all the current watches and warnings around the country. This is obviously from the flooding, ongoing flooding that's been going on. And now we can see where storms are about to pop up today. I call these popcorn cumulus, pop-up cumulus, and pop-up thunderstorms. And like I said, this is caused by ionization through the night from various devices. There's the past few days. This is the clean long wave infrared. Big explosion on the East Coast yesterday. Somehow, you know, all this blew up, but they still were able to have their parade yesterday in DC. It just miraculously opened up right for them. Or it didn't rain, rather. I'm up here in Western Maryland, and it hammered it down. Big booms throughout the day. Like I said, it was on down the coast. Close that. And then, as usual, you can see all the random interference spikes and all that all through this. It's just a joke. And then also what I wanted to get into, check this out. So here's this company I stumbled upon last year, and a couple days ago went to their site to see, to look up something. I forget, but they, this is a new date. It says, we've managed to change the route of the cyclone and lead its remnants to the Emirates, which led to rain and a decrease of temperature by 9 degrees. Okay, so we'll see more info. This right here says the same thing. says, by using the newest modern technologies of management of climate processes, we transferred Cyclone Vayu to the direction of the UAE to provide with rains in the period of the 15th through the 30th of June 2019. And they had, you get through here, they had this cyclone forecast to hit India, but all of a sudden it made a hard left turn east. And we'll take a look at it here in a minute. Here's more information on the same thing, cyclone transfer. Okay. And I'm not going to read all this, but you can go through and they supply other links. And they basically, they're showing you how they did it. Blah, 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 so on, so on. So, but anyways, we'll take a look at that one. The Worldview, we'll start at the 11th of June. We'll see this hurricane, cyclone, my bad, cyclone. And we're going to watch it. Because here they're telling you that they, not only have they claimed to just steer a hurricane, they claim to have created one. Was formed a cyclone. They claim to have created a cyclone. Now this is like $1 billion business, in which you have to invest into climate crons, which is the form of cryptocurrency that you use to buy barrels of fresh water that they deliver to you by making it rain. Okay. So there's that. We're going to scroll through a few days and just take a quick look at what happened to the hurricane, or cyclone, my bad. And right here, we got all this icicle patterns. If you watch One Pacific Redwood and how he talks about, you know, this is a telltale sign of it being superheated. And then poof. And they said the last day of atmospheric transfer was done on the 20th. But the effects of whatever lasted through the 30th. But you can see how that moisture flowed right up, because I believe they made it rain right in here somewhere. Flowed right up and through the Gulf. That's the 20th. But yeah, I'll always keep an eye on this region, because you know they're straight telling you how they do it. People don't believe this stuff is happening. And, you know, you can go through here, and they say that NOAA has acknowledged their work of increasing precipitation upwards of 800%. And there's more info, and what they use is what they call ionospheric technology through the use of electromagnetic, and they're saying low energy, and they call it electromagnetic shifting. So more on to that, and there's several of these companies, like, and you try to show people this, they just, I don't understand. There's all these weather modification companies, whether it's through cloud seeding, traditional cloud seeding with silver iodide and dry ice, whether you have ionization technology, which is this here, WeatherTech, they call this harvesting atmospheric humidity. All right, here's what theirs looks like. I'm actually planning on building one of these. Got everything I need, basically. I'm a scrapper, so I should have everything I need out there. Oh, I got to play with my 5-watt laser yesterday. You know, since we couldn't see the fireworks and it was all foggy, or they created a big cloud, I can shoot a laser beam from here all the way across town. People were part of that. What's that? But yeah. Anyways, they can use lasers for cloud seeding as well. But here's one of these companies. I like how they get into it. And they shouldn't. I don't want to sit here and load. My internet sucks. They call it digital rainmaking. There's another company. Rain on request. We make it rain. Okay, and they tell you exactly how their system works, right? And they say their systems can span upwards of 500 miles. And what they're talking about is one main tower and then several satellite towers. And when I'm talking about the space fence, that's what I'm talking about. You have your larger phased arrays, as in your main tower, and then you have all your satellite towers, NEXRADs, other Doppler devices. You got them at airports, TV stations have them. They're all over the freaking place. All right. So there's rain on request. And there's another one. We'll get to it in a minute. We went through that one. Here's one, electric. The other day I was looking up because Mexico got like, 5 feet of hail, a freak storm. So, I looked into Mexico and what they do. And here's electric rainmaking technology gets Mexico's blessing. Now, this is an older article from the early 2000s or 2000s. And here's some of your different companies. And I think I was trying to look up, one of these don't exist anymore, but the technology's still there and it works. Here's this name again, Ross Hoffman. Very important, look him up. He talked about how to steer hurricanes, and he had a whole paper up on Arizona State University's website. For some reason it's been removed, but you can still find other forms of it through just looking up. But anyway, so electric rainmaking. Gimli here, I recommend all his stuff. Listen to it all. I don't care if you disagree with him or not. I mean, there's a couple things I don't fully agree with, but hey, like he says, if the moment we all agree is the moment we could all be wrong. But he does an interview here with David Miles, and he was formerly of Acquiesce, which used the electric rainmaking, we'll call it, or resonance technology. But this is a very good interview. I recommend watching it. In it, he says that he hides his technology in plain sight. So, like I said before. Oh, I got that one image with the guy standing in front of it was mainstream media news, and he's standing in front of a cell tower talking about cloud ionization. Right, and then here I was just talking about, now we're going to get into, okay, so we covered electric rainmaking. Now we're going to cover contrails, okay? This is another one I recommend you watching. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you know who McWest is, who Captain Debunk All, or whatever, but Gimli owns him here, right? And Gimli is talking about, right, that he went to an EPA hearing or whatever, talking about contrails and contrail control, and then they're talking about, he also did an interview with an FAA climate scientist who stated that they want to make clouds at day, none at night, or whatever, contrail control, they call it Sears cloud modification. I'll put a comment here about Research Act, Geoengineering Research Evaluation Act of 2017, House Resolution 4586. But at the end here, they're talking about atmospheric interventions, including marine cloud breaking, stratospheric aerosol albedo modification, and cirrus cloud modification. Cirrus cloud modification is contrails, or what some people call chemtrails. I don't really care what you call them. I look at it this way: they are man-made clouds, okay? And regardless, it's pollution. It's if you understand cloud microphysics, or how clouds form. You need a cloud seed for the water vapor to condense to. Okay, so what he's getting at, arguing here with Mick West, was about how the FAA is admitted to trying to create clouds and all that, and Mick West says, well, they would have to do that by altering air traffic. All right, I'll play this, but the audio is not going to work. I have to use this crappy screen recorder because I'm at home. But yeah, he's talking about how they would have to alter all the planes, and that's exactly what I think they're doing. Now, this is a good video. It's kind of a time lapse of all the air traffic that goes over the United States every day. All right, you got all your different hubs. All right, let me open this up real quick. All your airports, all your different FAA regions, routing traffic. Now, all these, that's another thing I want to open. This is like, you can type this stuff in yourself and just look it up yourself. I type in routing air traffic to a numerical climate model. Remember what your numerical climate model is, your global forecast. So they're routing these airplanes. I don't know why it froze. This is not important. You can watch this video yourself and get an idea. And then, like I said, then you got all your different regions and all that. Sorry. All right, here's all your different regions. So all these planes are hooked up to a computer. There's probably computers in these what do you call them, towers, the flight, who's the people, flight control or whatever that's on the ground. Like, most of this stuff, I guarantee you, is done on a computer, and it's all centered around a numerical climate model in order to create, not create or dissipate cirrus clouds. So, that's, I almost guarantee you that's what they're doing. And when you go through all this is what they're doing. Okay, and they call it accidental geoengineering. Now, when you ask them that, it isn't so accidental when you're doing this on purpose. I mean, I hate getting so worked up about this, and then, like, the day after this interview here, oddly enough, this article comes out, USA Today. Global warming is only going to get worse. One reason, those cloud trails airplanes leave behind in the sky. Okay, so I'm not going to read all this, but 4 times larger by 2050, and they're saying, what they said, something about you can expect 3 times as much pollution left in the sky by 2050 as it is now from airplanes. Triple, yeah. The impact of contrails on climate change is expected to triple by 2050. So, there's that. So other than that, just wanted to check in. Sorry I haven't been making videos, and I'm still debating if I want to get back on Facebook. There's several reasons as to why I quit. I won't mention them all here, but like I said, I'm still debating. Here's a look at this was Hurricane Barbara, from the 3rd of July. Remember when hurricanes' eyes used to be void of clouds? Not so much anymore. But other than that, I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, please leave them below, and I will answer to the best of my ability, or I will lead you to do your own research. because a lot of what I'm talking about here is based in fact, but at the same time, when you're looking at all of this, you have to put in some speculation, because they're not going to tell you the truth about climate change, or they use word semantics or whatever to try to trick you. Oh, chemtrails don't exist, etc., etc. So other than that, hope you have a good holiday weekend, and we'll check back in at a later date.